In a village nestled where the mountains met the ochre dust of Iran, lived Rasa. Her hands were rarely still. Today she sat with a kilim, half-finished, vibrant reds and deep indigos already mapped across the warp. But her mind was elsewhere. She held a spool of cedar green wool, a color foreign to her desert dyes. Rasa gazed past the low walls of her courtyard, past the familiar rhythm of daily life. She felt a pull toward the west, toward the sea she had never touched, and the mountains whose peaks carried the weight of ancient history. She yearned for the country of cedars. She closed her eyes and whispered the name, Byblos, the oldest harbor in the world, the heart of Phoenicia, where wood became boats and trade became civilization. She imagined the scent of salt and ancient wood, the resilience of the Lebanese cedar, a tree that knew only strength. The dust under her feet dissolved into sand, and the dry air turned heavy and cool. Rasa opened her eyes. She stood by a turquoise sea, watching small fishing dhows bob near ruins of sun-bleached stone. This was the coast of Lebanon, vivid and old. Nearby, a woman was sketching on a pad held against her knee, occasionally glancing up at the water. She wore the familiar, easy warmth of someone rooted deeply in her history. Rasa walked toward her, recognizing a kindred spirit. "Are these waves ever truly the same?" Rasa asked softly. The woman looked up and smiled, her eyes crinkling at the corners. "They are never the same, yet their song is the oldest melody," Layla replied. "We call them the Mediterranean, but you, I recognize you. You have the dust of Persia on your shoes." Rasa laughed. "My heart has traveled further than my feet. I came to see how two lands, separated by mountains and time, hold the same soul. Our poetry is cut from the same cloth. Your ghazals echo our rhythms." Layla spoke of the cedar, which gave its timber to build the ships of the world, connecting civilizations. "Our history is about reaching out," she said. "Just as your ancient dyes, the saffron, the deep cochineal, travel across continents and enrich every textile they touch." Weaving is breath, Rasa mused. But the true art is choosing the thread that honors the connection, not the separation. As the sea wind cooled her skin, Rasa knew she had found the inspiration she sought. It was time to return the imagined journey to the real warp. Back at her loom in the village courtyard, the cedar green spool felt heavy with purpose. Rasa began to weave. She lifted the shuttle, working the fibers with newfound determination. First, the sturdy, unwavering image of the cedar of Lebanon took shape, a symbol of endurance woven in green. Next came the waves of the Mediterranean, represented by shimmering blues that broke the geometric rigor of the Iranian border patterns. To bridge the sea and the desert, Rasa introduced a splash of brilliant golden yellow, the sun that shines equally on Byblos and Isfahan. The carpet of cedar winds was complete. Rasa stepped back, realizing that culture was not a fixed boundary, but threads waiting to be woven together. Honoring the bridges between nations did not dilute her art. It made it infinitely richer and stronger.